All right, week 19 of 2025. It is Thursday in Millwood Land, and I've been pretty damn busy over the last several weeks. For about 4 weeks, I was buried into projects that taken up 50, 60, 70 hours of my week. And I realized I've been getting behind on all sorts of other crap, so I'm kind of trying to speed run my way through my normal responsibilities. But heading down that path has led me into a bit of a problem. You see, lurking at the very back of my to-do list, written in red ink to indicate its overdue status for much longer than I was buried in that project, so I ain't got no excuse. A couple of simple characters. 2A-O/P. My way of reminding myself that I'm supposed to be doing weekly work for the Millwood MobSquad channel. This channel. And even when I was actively cutting through my task lists, 2AOP wouldn't budge. Each week, setting a whole new line of fresh goons ahead of itself. Theoretically more important things that needed to get done. But here we are. I cut through the goons in record time. I'm on my way to slay 2AOP. The people of Millwood Land are counting on me. They've been crying out for my aid. Why have I been avoiding this part of the main quest for so long? But I don't want to edit videos anymore. That seemed fun and novel until I started doing it a lot, and man. So usually I do this, I have an idea of what video and audio accompaniments I'm going to be working with here. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna. I might just put my raw voice on a black screen with thumbnail. I was playing around with the audio filter on one of my videos that shows the waveform or whatever, different frequencies, stuff like that. Maybe I'll use that. Maybe that's what you're seeing right now. A thumbnail and a little visualizer gimmick. I don't know. It doesn't matter. What I am totally okay with is recording and editing audio. So at this point, I'm more than happy to dump audio that I record if I don't find it to be valuable. Which I'm starting to worry this might be unvaluable. Non-valuable? Definitely not invaluable. Whatever. So yeah, definitely a good thing if I can free myself of the burdens of doing video, obligatory video for these, because I got a lot to say that I haven't been talking about. Maybe that'll, make it a little nicer for me thinking about doing gameplay, because I last did that in October. Didn't put them up until whenever it was earlier this year. That's pretty ridiculous. Maybe if I didn't have the pressure to do video for these, I'll do more of those. But yeah, lots of things to talk about. Like, I mentioned I did some ESO. I haven't returned. I don't have anything to say about that. I probably should have at the time. Like, I've got a bunch of notes. I had some funny commentary or whatever. I don't know if that's relevant to the current game. And on top of that, it didn't catch my interest enough. The main thing is I just got too caught up in there. What were they? Endeavors? The little time-gated objectives that pop up and give you the crap, what even was it? They gave me points that I could use in the cash shop somehow. I don't remember. Level up my freaking mount skill with it. Trying to get that done as soon as possible, realizing it was going to take 3 months to get everything on the mount skills. But anyway, I'm rambling, and wasn't even facing the mic properly. Isn't that nice? Really not too much to say there. I haven't returned. I did try WoW, and that's a story. Like, I played it for quite a bit, and definitely have made sure that retail WoW getting better. The best state it's been in a very long time. Still not for me. Not yet. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not counting it out, but I don't, I don't know. And of course, everybody's all abuzz about GTA 6. That's pretty much the only, besides Terraria, the only non-Microsoft game I might be known for. It's pretty ridiculous. I think I've mentioned that fact before. They're all ESO, WoW, frickin' any of the Elder Scrolls. I've done Oblivion and Skyrim on here too. Not sure how that happened. I mean, obviously, they bought up the companies that were making good games. Though they made some good ones of their own. Age of Empires 2. I was tempted to put some footage of that on here. That's always a fun time. But I digress. GTA 6. I've got some... I don't know. I've got maybe a funny little anecdote and some audio to share based on that. Now that we have a date, particularly in regard to the release date, I think it would be hilarious. Maybe not. I don't know. See if that's a PlayStation 5 only thing like they're talking about. And I don't buy toys for children. I mean, look at the verb. Play. Look at the adjective! And of course, there's the Oblivion Remastered, which... I don't know, man. I don't know if I need it. At that price, if it cleans up some of the bugs, makes the visuals all pretty, did nothing else, cost $30 or less, yeah, it'll be worth it. Especially the or less part, like I'd jump on it at 20. I'd consider it for a while and probably buy it at 30, right? Probably wait for a sale at that rate. At this point, I don't know, and it sounds like they've got some optimization work to do. I don't have any super tough... I shouldn't need a badass PC to play Oblivion. So I don't know. I don't have any plans to grab that either. It's kind of sad. Grand Theft Auto 6 looks like a gorgeous Oblivion remaster. No. Not interested. No thanks. What can the gaming industry... I need to stop. We need to change the topics on here to not be about video games real quick, because you get to the point where I have nothing to say. Even everything... WoW drove me away. Grand Theft Auto, we'll see. We'll see if I have hardware that can run that. I am thinking about getting something a little bit tougher. My goodness. I've been talking for a long time. And that's not even the point, as I'm assuming my title and thumbnail have already indicated. I've got something in specific. Somebody I've already name dropped. One of my favorite companies. I was complaining about them at the end of the last little gimmick I put out. The only talky, podcasty, whatever this is gimmick I did this year so far. My buddies over at Microsoft. And in particular, their very cool operating system. I really want to thank them for all of that. Everything they've been doing lately in that regard. And I don't even know how much of my Windows history I've shared. I don't know how much of it is really relevant. It's been a love-hate relationship. I'm still kind of mad that I can't just use Windows 7 and have that be receiving security updates. But 10's been okay. I've lately been getting really irritated with a lot of what Windows 10 is doing. Overall, it's been a good operating system. I've never seen a blue screen. I got relatively standard hardware still in this tower, but I've fired some shit in, and it's still A-okay. No blue screens, no problems. And the other thing was, I was told, I remember very clearly before I bought this tower that had Windows 10 and there was nothing else I could do. They had stopped selling 7. It wasn't worth it because we were at end of life of 7 or whatever already at that point. I don't remember close enough. I don't even remember how that worked. It didn't feel good. I remember that much. But whatever. It seemed to work out fine, and I was told it would be the last Windows I'd ever have to install. No more. It's the forever Windows. Windows as a service or whatever the heck. So cool. But I've had so many freaking problems with them, and I wrote this thing I'm looking at here that I don't even know. Like, I was going to record a gimmick and talk about that, but I didn't want to do the video. Yada yada, see the earlier sections about that. That's just, yeah. I'm going to look at this real quick. Hold up. Because that's part of the problem. I was just going to actually get into it and read what I wrote, but I don't even barely remember, like, what the deal was. And it was double problems for me, though, because I was getting a pop-up advertising. I don't even remember what bullshit app I'm mentioning here in my notes, but some bullshit app. Is it the fucking Copilot? Probably. It was probably the Copilot. I don't want that. I'm already tired of how much data gets sent back and forth from Microsoft to Microsoft. Anyway, Copilot's gonna add to that. I don't need it. But yeah, when I'm digging through my task manager, trying to figure out what the hell, and I see Edge is running. Now, I never installed Edge intentionally. And I had uninstalled Edge multiple times before. I should have at least -2 edges at that point, or whatever the hell. Stop reinstalling this shit. Once the user said no, take that. Accept that. Get the hell out. Wasn't there some antitrust thing about they couldn't put their browser on way back? Why did that go away? Time for the damn antitrust people to whoever the hell in the federal government handles that business. Somebody needs to have a look. But yeah, it's always like that. It adds on startup and configuration changes that they just change it right back. Give you the false illusion of control, but the next update, which comes very frequently, grinding away at my hard drive regularly for calculators and Edge and Copilot and all sorts of garbage that I don't want. Ah, man. Just junk. Constant. I was using their little gimmick where it would show you pictures when you log in. Oh, that's cool. They started friggin' firing a bunch of junk in there. I had to shut it all down. I took screenshots of some of this. I don't even remember. Maybe I'll throw some of those on there. Like, just too much crap. And now we got end of life. Now we got Windows 11. And Windows 11 seems like it's going to be way worse. I've had enough. I've been doing a lot of research. I really don't need Windows for anything. One last piece of software that may or may not, I don't want to fully commit until I know for sure, may or may not work on Linux with Wine as an adaptation emulation layer. But even if that's the case, this machine, I'm recording on the freaking box right now. I didn't learn my lesson from last time. This machine doesn't have to be online for that. I can transfer via network internally, or even good old-fashioned USB, and I'll feel fine. We'll disconnect that Ethernet. Microsoft can never talk to my box again. It can never talk to any of my boxes again, because it won't be installed on anything that I've got, hopefully ever again. Because I'm finding I don't need Windows for many of the games that I want to play. And the ones that I do, things that, Grand Theft Auto Online, right? You technically could play that on Linux, but no longer with the anti-cheat. Oh well. What am I even doing on Grand Theft Auto Online? I don't like to play with other people. I intentionally log in a weird way so I can start a friggin' solo invite-only server and never invite anyone, because I've always just wanted solo only. Yeah, like I'm at this point willing to, if you're gonna try to lock me into Windows, your software can go. I don't care anymore. And also, like, I actually am really thankful that Microsoft has gotten so crummy and so lame and so devoid of any kind of faith from me, so unworthy, and obviously unworthy of any kind of faith, devoid of any reason to have any faith within those whom, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. They suck, and it's obvious, and I'm not going to buy in, and I'm not going to hardware up with them. I'm not going to lock myself in. Like, I'm changing my purchasing habits. I am locked in now to anti-Microsoft in every way except for their gaming software. Things they've bought and things they've put out. Some of it's good. None of it I need to be online for. Thanks to the fact that I've recently decided, like, I don't do MMOs. What's the point? Again, why am I online trying to hide from the people on those servers? I don't need to be. So yeah, this computer with all my games on it can go offline. But, like I said, I'm invested in this. I've changed my purchasing habits. And, earlier this year, as we had heard, the tariffs were coming, so I figured I better get on that. I bought myself a Steam Deck. I've been thinking about it for years. Ever since them things came out, I finally pulled the trigger and got one. And a couple of months in, I have not a single complaint. Well, one, the instructions when you get the damn thing say, plug it in, I assume let it charge up, power it on. You plug the thing in, it powers on. I didn't know what the hell to do. It starts running shit and trying to, And the other weird thing, I don't know if this is my machine or what. It seems like other people had this problem and didn't really get to the bottom of it. I'm still not sure if I've gotten to the bottom of it. You turn it on with the power cable plugged in, and it has a real hard time connecting to Wi-Fi. Just won't do it. Put in all the right stuff, it says nope, didn't work. Unplug the cable, boom, you're in. Plug back in, works fine. Like, something weird about Wi-Fi won't engage if you turn it on or resume from suspend. Well, I don't even know. So that made getting set up frustrating as hell. Because it's like, I don't want to reboot in the middle of the first startup initialization process. That's what my troubleshooting skills tell me I need to do. Eventually I did, and I don't know, I probably could have just unplugged it, but it was still charging. You gotta give them fresh batteries a full charge. I'm rambling now, though. Point is, I got one, it's been great. It hasn't been necessarily life-changing yet, but it will be very soon when I get to yank the Ethernet out of this guy, tell it don't connect to my Wi-Fi, and basically never use it again. No Windows updates ever again when I do use it. No need for them. I'm going to try to do that before October, whatever the hell it is, because I don't trust. They're going to probably put something on here that makes it broken before it's time. They might have already done that, and it's just waiting for fucking end of life crop up. Oh, well, better put 11 on now. Nope. Not going to do it. And when I think about it some more, I may not even be giving the Steam Deck enough credit. It has been life-changing in a lot of ways. When I'm sitting here working long weeks in front of my PC, because I still haven't got my shit set up on my Linux laptop, I can move away at the end of it. I can play video games on my bed like I used to do when I was a kid. I haven't done that in so freaking long. That's dangerously comfortable and enjoyable, right? I haven't done that too much. More often than not now, instead of sitting in the same box that I've been sitting in front of all damn day long, I'm sitting with my family around me, able to participate in conversation and engage with them, instead of buried away in the same office I've already been all day long. That in itself is amazing. But on top of that, I'm sure there's some console nerds that are all like, no, he said he didn't buy toys, but a Steam Deck doesn't compare to a PlayStation. Yeah, but a Steam Deck's a computer. And I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. I can put a different operating system. I can dual boot. different operating systems. Even using the default operating system, I can use productivity software and graphic design software, and I can play video games, I can make video games, I can make any application. It's a computer. I've been thinking about getting a tablet anyway. There we go. And yeah, it plays every game that I want to play so far. In my case, it's great. I don't like anything newer than GTA 5, like I said, which works. I'm kind of actually wondering, should I install all of GTA Online on that to not be able to use the online portion and just play single player 5? That would be, you know what I mean, a good excuse to do that. If I could only do single player on there, do single player. But yeah, it gave me an excuse to restart Stardew Valley. Actually, more Microsoft. I picked up Doom and Doom 2, Doom 64, some bundle. It was pretty cheap. It was like $5 for more Doom than I'll probably ever actually burn through. That new Doom 2 package, like, that's good software, right? It's free, right? The Doom's free. You just go get that shit. Why am I buying it? Because they put it in a good package. Because it was fucking Doom. I bought that shit I don't even know how many times. Definitely more than any other game. I guarantee it. I bought that game in so many ways. Now I did it again, because why not? Run through that once again on my Steam Deck. Works great. I'm a happy guy. Things have already changed for the better. And I'm going to continue to be as I continue to switch my shit off of this monstrosity of an operating system we call Microsoft Windows. So really, like, you could have been a little less greasy, Microsoft, and I'd probably be, I gotta do 11 because you need it for games. But I've done my research. I don't need it for games. The timing is great on this. Proton is great now. So many games that shouldn't run on Linux run on Linux, as long as your hardware can do it. I think the next step for me, I may dual boot this tower, but probably not even going to mess with it. Get some new hardware. Go full AMD this time, because that seems to work best with a Linux setup. Again, I'm invested. I'm changing my purchasing. No more NVIDIA, because I want a more likely better experience. Interestingly enough, since that's what they put in all the toys, is AMD, that's got the best support right now for games in general, and also with Steam. So I am, as I tend to do, running on longer than I thought I would. We'll see where the editing process takes us. But yeah, I seriously thank you, Microsoft, so much for being so greasy that you pushed me away, and so many others, that this moment is possible. It's not that hard for me to switch anymore. I'm doing it. That's all I got to say this time. I don't know what else. Like I said, there's some other things going on that maybe we'll talk about now that I'm unburdened from any arbitrarily imposed guidelines on how to put this together. I can get back to complying with my arbitrarily imposed deadlines. Whatever the fuck. And, yeah, because it really is better than screaming at my screen when I see news I don't like. I'd be able to put it on a YouTube channel that really doesn't get any views, but slightly better. There's a chance, right? There's a few of you every once in a while pop through here and actually listen past the first 4 seconds. It's nice. It's slightly better than yelling at my screen when I read the news. So, there you go. Here I am. And I have been toying around with a little more Terraria. I want to finish that up. Like, for my own purposes, I've been tempted to just do it, but I want to film it in a way that works for editing. I've been trying different things, using Steam's built-in recording on this box. My first shot with that, there was some issues, audio issues. I'll try it again. There's always fucking audio issues with getting my video down. I don't want to run multiple boxes to do that anymore. Not gonna. Be quick and easy, have the content, Whoops. I didn't mean to say the C word. Sorry. Just get the material together. Edit through it. So I have the finished content. Haha. And, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm trying to wrap it up in a way that makes sense. But I think, as I always do, I better just put my damn finger on the button. Get ready to stop the recording. And say the magic words. Alright then.